All right, so welcome back, everybody. My name's Andrew, and you're watching the Kelley's Country Life. Today is going to be a relatively exciting day. So, why is today going to be so exciting? There is a lot going on today. There's been holdup after holdup after holdup for materials and getting some contractors over here, some subcontracting out some of the work due to COVID. So, everything kind of fell in place today. Let's start with a very good shopping trip finally yesterday. So I did have to go to a couple of different towns yesterday. Man, so much going on. Y'all know I've been struggling for electrical supplies here lately, but I actually found the wire that I needed. I finally got me a meter box and decided how I'm going to do an outside sub panel. So look at here. I even found the elusive electrical boxes yesterday. I bought a few of them, a bunch of electrical supplies for outside for running the sub panel, as well as the rest of the underground wire. We'll get to that next week. But I actually had a good shopping trip. Lots of stuff went on to make this happen. I also stopped by and talked with a propane gas company yesterday and signed up for them. We talked about getting a very large propane tank out here that can not only fuel my dual fuel generator, that's critical, that's why I want such a big tank, but we're going to get somebody out here too to run the gas lines to the stove, and then ultimately they'll run one short line to an outdoor exterior on-demand hot water heater. And believe it or not, this company actually had a killer deal on a Rinnai hot water heater, which I was about to order offline, so I'm going to get it through them. We'll talk about that in the upcoming episode. All right, so what else is going on today? I have the HVAC installers coming over. They're still struggling finding parts, but they found enough stuff to come get started on some rough end piping today. I'll start a different episode for that, and I'll explain the system that we're going with. Also, I've got a glass company coming out today. So it's been a little bit of an ordeal on the custom trapezoid glass up here. The problem was we were originally going with somebody that's in Tiffany's side of the family, and they live a long ways away, so they were really going to help us out to come out here and install that. They are so stinking busy right now, working 7 days a week, and they live so far away, there's just no way they can get to us anytime soon. So we had to scratch that, had to scramble around real quick. I've got a different glass company coming out today that's got an open enough schedule to come get some measurements, get me some quotes. So I have y'all some updates on that, because those are the last two windows that we need for the whole house. Plus I have to figure out how to build or mount a frame for custom plate glass. I have no idea. Hopefully the installer is going to help me on that today, and I may wind up with a special episode of building my own frames for those types of glass. So a lot of stuff going on today. I'll update you on some of it. We'll have another episode there. So what are you and I going to do today? More electrical. I decided to add yet another run of electrical. Let me explain. All right, so I'll explain real quick, then I'll shut up so we can get to work. I thought I had all my main house circuits or home runs done in there. I decided I'm going to do one more. So as y'all can see, I already have two 20 amp circuits run to my exterior boxes. By the way, I'm not done with that one. Still got to put some clamps in there. So there's an exterior box there, one there, and two over there. Every one of them except that one has a circuit 1 and a circuit 2 in it. So I could plug out in fans out there, crock pots if we're cooking on the outdoor kitchen, whatever else. I got 40 amps of circuits out there, which is a lot. But I think I have decided I'm going to bump that up to 60 amps. I think I want to pull one more 12 gauge wire over to here that'll actually feed from the outdoor sub panel that I'm going to install in an upcoming episode, and tie into one outdoor plug I'm going to put over there by the HVAC. So why do I need 60 amps of circuits over here? You're going to laugh at me about this one. Let me show you on the porch what I'm thinking about. All right, so don't forget, bar top here, cooking area, plenty of power, TV up here, low voltage, high voltage wiring in here, two separate circuits there, so you'll literally have 40 amps of service right here to run all crock pots, cooking appliances. Another plug down there because we'll probably be constantly running like our misting fan that we have right there. And then over here, I think I want to do another 40 amps of service, except not have it run on those. So there'll be 60 amps total out here. I'm going to run one independent circuit right here. Reason being, don't laugh at me, thinking about getting a 110 volt hot tub. So if y'all have never seen the 110 volt hot tubs, they're actually kind of nice, but cheesy in a way. They blow up so you can put them away when you don't need them. At the end of the day, this is Florida. Do we need to spend thousands of dollars on a big 220 hot tub out here that will never get used hardly. No, but the cheap blow-up 110 volt ones actually have really good reviews on Amazon. They're relatively affordable. Problem is, they pretty much need their own independent circuit out here. So I'm gonna go ahead and run another one there. So if we ever decide to get one of those, in wintertime we can blow it up, run it for a month or two, take it back down, drain it, get it off the porch, get our space back for summertime entertainment. So the reason I'm gonna go ahead and do all those circuits, say we're out here cooking, entertaining in the winter, we've got multiple crock pots and Instapots going, maybe the hot tub's over here running, you're gonna pull a tremendous amount of power before you realize it, and I kinda want everything on its own circuit. So now's the time to do that. And we need to correct this box I was just telling you about. I do not need power on this side. I wasn't thinking. That's my low voltage side right there. That's why I'm running Ethernet in here. I also got a 75-foot HDMI cable with a booster that I need to run all the way from over here where the TVs are gonna be. And I got a short 6-footer to run from this bottom box up to this top one, because we have no idea exactly where the TV is going to go yet. Small entertainment center or on the wall. And if we put it on the wall and say we have a DVD player or something down there, I wanted to be able to do HDMI in, HDMI out. I don't want to see cords running up and down the wall. All right, sorry for all the talking. We're going to have people here a little bit later, so it's going to be hard for me to talk then. Figured I'd get all that out of the way now. Let's go ahead and get to work. All right, so I'm not quite done with this box yet. I have got my Cat 6 running through the low voltage side of this box, as well as I also want to run an HDMI cable all the way from over where the entertainment center is going to be. Because you just never know when you want to display something outside from a DVD player or a Roku box or whatever that may be. So I've got to figure out how to run a relatively large cable through all this timber and get it over here without drilling too big of a holes. Now a lot of people will say, hey, you can't run an HDMI cable that far because they lose signal. That's exactly right, but I went ahead and purchased one that has a signal booster. There's a 75-foot cable and it claims that it has no issues reaching this far. There's also a lot of good reviews on that as well. I just have to figure out where the signal booster is at and make sure it doesn't get in my way as well running through all this. This is not going to be a fun cable to run right here. But I want two different options over here. And some people have informed me that you can also run HDMI over Cat 6. Maybe I should have went that route, but I already have this cable. I'm outside of my return period, and it's already set up just the way that I need it. So we might as well run both of them over here. All right, so chances are we're gonna have some sort of entertainment center down here, and this is where a Roku box or DVD player would be. So I want it running this same box with this Cat 6. And if we wind up with just a TV up here, it is what it is. But I am gonna loop another short 6-foot HDMI cable from this box to this box right here. So they're all tied together some way, shape, or form. All right, so a lot of people keep asking me about putting receptacles outside for Christmas lights, things like that. And I've had every intention of doing that. I've already run a couple, but I just forgot to really talk about it on the episode where I did that. So I bought these really nice waterproof enclosures. Once I deck the underneath side here, which is probably going to be out of 3/8 plywood, something decorative, instead of aluminum to save on the cost and all, then I can come back, cut a hole, slide these in, except it'll be over here. But just imagine if this was plywood all right here, you could recess that in, and then it's got a nice weatherproof enclosure that goes right up into that. So I will have switched receptacles over here in all three corners of the porch for two things. One, for decorations, Christmas lights, whatever it may be, and I'm gonna plug in my outdoor floodlights to those. Now you're probably thinking, wait a minute, why would you want them both on the same thing? They make really nice LED floodlights nowadays that are controlled by a switch, or they have switches on them. I think you can even get them remote controls. So we can always leave it flipped on, the switch on, like if we want to run lights, for example, at nighttime, kill it during the daytime, which kills your floodlights, no big deal. Or at nighttime, you flip the switch on, the floodlight picks up motion, activates, or you can flip the switch off and on a couple times and turn the floodlights on to where they stay on 100%. That's a really neat feature that I have with a pole barn floodlight right now. So you can do different things with the switch right there to control your light and not have to get a ladder out here and actually do the switch on it. So this receptacle will cover both of those things, but I have three of them in all three corners of the porch. All right, so this is the wire to the fan that is out here on the porch. And my plan is to build me a custom fan mount to go off of here and maybe brace to this truss. And then I'm gonna get some of that metal coated, like commercial wire. I don't know, it's just got a metal coating on the outside. I'm gonna plumb it into the back side of this box. Plumb it, hook it up into the back side of this box, run it down right here, spray paint it black so you can never see it. And that's what'll feed into the top of my fan right here that'll be down below us. I think that's gonna work out pretty good. So once I put my trim up here, all I've gotta do is drill one small hole that wire can go through and right into this box. All right, so good news, bad news. And I'm sorry, I know this episode's been a little more talking than working, but it's just the way it goes sometimes. So, good news is the HVAC guy came today and started. Although they cannot get 4-inch boots and pipe right now, they're trying a different vendor, gonna get what they can on the way. Everything else is good. The good news about that is those little 4-inch boots are for a couple of rooms and bathrooms. That does not stop me from getting spray foam and everything else done. So he can do all the rough in needed for spray foam and moving forward and rough in electrical, all that good stuff. So the bad news, the windy company never showed up today. So I called him and said, hey, installer was supposed to come out today. I'm at the house. Are they still coming? The lady said, I apologize. I have been calling through a long list of people. We had an emergency job or something come up. The entire shop is packing up and heading a few states away to Arkansas. All the installers are going for something that's going on at some job up there. I don't know if it's a job they already done, one they had to pick up last minute or what. So they're telling me it's going to be an additional week before they can get here. In the meantime, I'm already getting another company to give me a quote just in case it takes forever. So don't have that information for y'all just yet. Now, as y'all seen me talk about, I won't talk about it much more because I already talked about it earlier, but people keep asking. I've got this question a lot. Are you going to put outlets in the corners, receptacles. Yes, I have already got wire at all corners, and I've done a bad job of showing y'all that. I've got a switch inside this door for those two corners of the house, switch inside that door for that corner, because I'm gonna run floodlights off of those. You can flip, turn them on, and we can run Christmas lights off of them. So we got all that finished up today. I got 2 fan boxes up top. I'll show y'all how I'll do all that later, but trust me, it'll be okay the way it is. I think I can make it look good. Plus, metal beams kind of have an industrial look anyways. And we went ahead and knocked out, a little bit more stuff inside today. It was kind of aggravating running that HDMI cable. I ain't gonna lie, it took me a while. It's just a big, thick cable. I had to drill gigantic holes. So all my low voltage is done. I'll probably just leave it curled up like that, blow the foam in there on it. I mean, if it ever quits working, it just quits working. So I've got a couple Cat 6s run over here. I've got one short HDMI 6-footer run down to this one. So if we do a box down there and TV up here, we can run HDMI up. And then I got the big HDMI down here because most likely it's run all the way up there to this TV. Like I said, it's gonna run a DVD player, Roku, something like that. This TV is for sure going in and something we're always gonna use. That's why I've made for sure that I've got low voltage, everything covered over here, because I'm 100% putting a TV on the outside for our outdoor entertainment area right there. So, y'all, everything's looking good. Next episode, we're gonna go ahead and start buttoning up this electrical. Got my meter box to go on the outside, so now I know how high I can mount my panel. We're gonna do that. We're gonna go ahead and run wiring for the HVAC, the split unit outside, and one more plug out there. I am waiting on my sub panel to show up, so we'll have to do a short run over there. But that's kind of it. And then the last of the electricals, running a trench way out there to my pumping well, running a wire, and running the trench out to the power pole for the main 200 amp service wire. So yeah, still a couple more. Now, as y'all can see, I'm giving y'all a little sneak peek. There's some stuff going on behind me. So, ta-da, yeah, won't show much more of that. Ta-da, ta-da, ta-da. Hey, things are happening, y'all. Things are really happening. So we will have an HVAC episode coming up. The guy's coming back tomorrow to finish the majority of rough end that he can, minus the problems that I told you earlier. So I'll go ahead and explain the whole unit package, everything we got after that episode's done tomorrow. And I have to do a little HVAC stuff myself, including some tear out and movement of stuff. And I kind of figured that was coming, but it's for the better, trust me. So thank y'all so much for watching. We're gonna eventually, maybe next episode, get away from electrical for at least one episode, give you a little taste of something different, then right back to electrical. Then we're moving into siding. And I got to get spray foam go over after we get rough and electrical inspection. So we're getting there. Things are starting to get really exciting. Once we get HVAC done, spray foam done, then we move towards sheetrock, y'all, it's going to look completely different. And then by that time, I should have siding on the house, maybe popping in windows and doors. It's going to start looking like something. I'm getting excited now. I can tell that stuff, while weeks away, it's coming. It's going to start really looking like a house. Thank y'all so much for watching. Truly do appreciate y'all. Catch you on the next video.